to have Mr. Fothergill doing the assembly for us this morning. Some of you will know him, some of you might not, but he is going to talk to you this morning about Jeremiah's journey. I know that it is a charity that is really close to his heart, and actually I think there are some of you out there who would say that Jeremiah's journey is close to your heart as well because of experiences that you have had. What I would say is if what Mr. Fothergill is saying to you this morning means that you feel you need to talk to an adult, please do. If you needed to during the assembly, catch one of the tutors or myself, or as the day goes on, please feel that you can come and touch base with one of us. If what Mr. Fothergill is saying makes you think of things that you feel like you might need to just chat through, all right? So thank you so much for doing this morning. Thank you, over to you.
Yeah, no worries. Good morning, Year 8. As Miss said, I'm doing the assembly today, and it is on Jeremiah's journey. So for those of you that might not know what this charity is, it's a local charity in Plymouth that offers support to children and young people that go through loss and bereavement, okay? So if you don't know what loss and bereavement is, it's essentially when you go through life and you lose a loved one, okay? Just hands up really quickly, this is staff as well, if you've ever been 10 years old. If you've ever been 10 years old, good. So we should all have our hands up. Now, that means everyone in here will end up, okay, feeling that grief and loss of bereavement. That could be either a loved one, could be a pet. So this is something that's never going to go away, which means that this charity is so important for every single one of you. That's even staff members and children as well, because not only do they offer support to children and young people, they offer it to the families as well. So the charity was founded in 1996 by these 4 people, okay? Some of those up there, like Dr. Sheila Cassidy and Professor Jackie Stedman, still work for the charity now. So this is something that even 30 years now, they still work for the charity. When we talk about grief and bereavement, I like to use a backpack analogy. So let's take Zach and Ethan, for example. Zach might rock up to school this morning and he's packed just his knowledge organiser, his Super 6, and that's it. That's all he needs for today. Whereas Ethan, he might have rocked up to school, he's got his knowledge organiser, he's got his pencil case, but also he's got PE today. So he needs his PE kit, he needs spare shoes. He's also got food tech as well, so he needs all his ingredients in his bag. So as you can see, Ethan's bag is a lot heavier than Zach's bag that's just got his knowledge organiser and pencil case. Okay? That is also the same for someone that is going through bereavement. You don't know what's inside their backpack. What I like to say Jeremiah's journey do is they like to unpack that backpack so it's easier to go through the day carrying that weight on your shoulders. This number here is roughly the population in Hele school. Okay, 1,386. This here, 700, is the amount of children that Jeremiah's journey help each year with bereavement and loss, okay? So if you were to look around this hall and try and fit every single year 7 up to year 11 in this hall, half of it would have been offered that support from Jeremiah's journey, right? It's quite an astounding figure of how much people actually need this type of support. So again, grief specialists, they support 700 people, children, young people, but also 2,000 in the wider family. And sadly, sometimes this bereavement can come sudden. So a lot of the time when we think of loss, it could be illness, but there's also some unexpected ones as well. Now, what I like to say about these figures is it's not just one person. So for example, 25 last year would have been lost by suicide, but that's not just affected one person, it's affected 25 families. 25 on drugs and alcohol, again, 25 families. 21 road traffic collisions and 2 domestic violence. These are very serious figures. We're going to lighten it up a bit now. What I need you to do when I say go is you're going to stand up, and the person next to you, you're just going to be back to them like this. Okay? Once you stand up and you're back to back, I'll go through the next instruction. Stand up. If you need a 3, that's fine. If you need a 3, that's fine. Okay, let's have silence in 3. Looking this way, 2, 1. I am now going to give each pair 30 seconds. What you need to do is now turn around, and you are going to try and remember every single detail about that person. That could be what brand of trainers they're wearing. Are they wearing the new Bermuda style shorts? Have they got their tie done all the way up? You need to try, are they wearing glasses? You need to try and remember every single detail in 30 seconds. Go. I'm not too sure. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop there. Please sit down. Thank you. Okay, is anyone brave enough now to come and tell me what they remember about their partner? Hands up. Alfie, thank you. Alfie. Thank you. Well done, Alfie. Okay. So now, without looking at your partner, you're just going to tell me what you remember about what they were wearing.
He's got Tommy Hilfiger watch on.
Nice.
He's got a buzz cut.
Yeah.
He's got Air Forces on.
Yeah.
But his metal's on the other side.
Good. What wrist was his watch on?
Or the left.
Is that correct? Yeah. Is that everything?
Yeah.
Alfie, well done. Come and take a seat. Well done. Okay, so that was actually really good practice. Not a lot of people get to remember that much. But what wasn't said, and I guarantee you, no one would have thought about this. No one would have picked up on how that person that they were looking at was feeling. Okay? They all would have looked at what shoes they were wearing, if they were wearing blazers, wearing shorts, but they wouldn't have been able to tell how they were feeling inside. So what Jeremiah's journey do is they help unpick that, and they get to see what's hidden. So we all have what we express on the outside, but no one be able to tell in this room how people are feeling on the inside. So that practice is really important, because you could look at a person for more than 30 seconds, you could look at them for 2 minutes, for 5 minutes. But I guarantee you wouldn't have been able to pick how that person was feeling, and they would have kept it inside. Jeremiah's journey's aim is to reduce prolonged and traumatic distress after bereavement, endeavouring to ensure that they can face the future with grief being one part of their life. So Jeremiah's journey, they help young people face the future and not forget the person they have lost. So you might be thinking now why I'm up here speaking, okay? You might have noticed already there's a bit of cameras in the back. This is something that I've been working on for quite a while now. And I'll just let the video play for a minute and then I'll speak about why I'm up here today.
So, Eva she was such a bright and happy soul. Even just thinking about her, I'm smiling. Just some of my fondest memories of her, even though she was so young, and 11 months old when she passed. So those sort of, I don't have a lot of memories, but the ones that I do have, it's just, they're all so happy. The only things I do remember of her are her smile. One of my favourite things to do was to make her laugh. So even in the box that we'll share later, there's some notes in there that some of the favourite things I used to do was jump on the bed, and even just jumping on the bed, it would make her smile and happy. And that's just the same thing that goes for everyone in my family. Everyone will say the exact same thing. She was such a bright, happy soul, and anything would make her laugh, anything would make her smile. And I think that those were the memories that everyone remembers of her.
So that was me a couple months ago. And then this is me here. Okay. So when I was 6 years old, I got told one of the best feelings in my life, that I'd be a big brother. This is my sister here, Eva May. And that's my other sister, who's the same age as me, Courtney. So we got told that we'd be able to have a younger sister. Did I not know was that a year later, that privilege was taken away from me, and I never got to be able to see my sister again. She passed away when she was 11 months old due to leukemia, which is a cancer. And this is why JJ matters to me, Jeremiah's journey. When I found out the news that my sister passed away, I remember the day very well. I woke up, same as you, in the morning to get ready for school. I got a shower, I got my school uniform out, and then my nan and granddad woke me up to tell me that I wouldn't be going to school that morning and I'd have to go up to Bristol to where my sister was in hospital. When I got there, I seen my mum, my stepdad, I seen other members of my family to be told that I would no longer be a brother anymore to my little sister. Now, that is quite impactful, but without Jeremiah's journey help, I wouldn't be able to stand up here today and be able to talk to you guys about it. So this is what I do for Jeremiah's journey, because I feel forever in debt for what support they have given me. So when I found this information out, it was 6 days before my 8th birthday. Okay? So every time, you can probably imagine, when it leads up to my birthday, it's meant to be quite a nice feeling, it's quite happy. But it never is. What I do now for the charity is, last year I decided to fundraise, and this is me running the Plymouth Half Marathon, and everyone else has their reasons for running, but mine is to honour my sister's legacy. Now, everything I do is for my sister. Jeremiah's journey have a really good quote, and it's called "My Grief, My Way." And my way of remembering my sister is feeling like she is with me everywhere. For example, when I leave my house and I go to my car, the very first thing I see is her name, Eva. It's on my car. When I get into my car, I look at my mirror when I reverse, air freshener. It's a bumblebee. That was her favourite animal. Some of you have already asked me what my tattoos mean. All my tattoos, well, some of them, most of them, all have meaning, and they are all for my sister. This is the way that I remember my sister. Some of you guys might have your ways of remembering. Her favourite place to go was painting Paynton Zoo. So every year I make sure I go to Paynton. Running has helped me find an escape. Even when I go for a run, I look at the clouds, I look at the sun. It reminds me of the hospital rooms, walking through as a kid, being able to go to where she was. All these things remind me of her, and that will carry through me each and every single day. Now, this information is important because what I'm trying to get at is Jeremiah's journey support will always help you, but grief will never go away. But it's the way that you perceive it and the way that you're able to look at it in a positive light. And I do this by running. So on Sunday, this Sunday coming, there is another Plymouth Half Marathon which I am running in. They do a 5K, 10K, and then the 21K, which is the half marathon. I'll be there on Sunday. This is how you can get involved. So like I said, this is on Sunday. Some of you might know people that are running either the 5K, 10K, or half marathon. It could be a parent, could be a family member. What you could do is come down and support the charity. They are going to be in and around the whole day. They have their own section. I'm not in this picture, but if you can try and speak to any of the volunteers, they are amazing people. And also, Sunday after that, there is a Plymouth Pirate Fun Run. So on the 18th of May, you guys can go down to the Barbican, to the Hoe. You can meet these lovely people here, and you can get involved if you think you are able to. Now, if you're not able to do those things Sunday, come down to the Hoe to watch the half marathon support or either the fun run. Thankfully and luckily, Heele's school have managed to arrange a mufti day for the very last day of term. It's just a £1 donation for the mufti day, and every single money that is raised will help the charity do private therapy sessions, family sessions, that go and support the counselling of those family members. I got the exact same treatment when I was younger, and it helped me massively. I thought it'd be a great way to sort of end this assembly on this picture here. It's pictures of all my sister. I live by a quote that's really important to me, and I think it's really important to share for you guys, that there is always a positive from a negative. You just have to change your perspective. And what I mean by that is, I have gone through so many negatives in my life. Losing my sister is the biggest one. But without the support of Jeremiah's journey, I've been able to find so many positives. Like I said, every single day, I will go out there and remember my sister in my way. And that way is being positive. You might be able to see it in any of my lessons that you're in, if you're lucky enough to be in any of the lessons. I am one of the most positive people out there, and I like to express that all the time. That is my way of dealing with my grief. I just thought I'd leave that there. Thank you, guys.